Do you agree with allowing maximum capacity at public events?
That still kind of freaks me out a little bit. Like restaurants sitting really, I took a plane this morning and I was sitting directly beside somebody in a small airplane. So I don't know, it still kind of freaks me out a little bit, but we got to start being normal at some point, right? So might as well start now.
Well, just to keep everybody safe. I think, if we're going to go down this track, then yeah, let's keep everybody safe. And if you've got a vaccine passport or you've got proof of vaccination, then sure. I have no problem with the rest.
Yeah.
Restaurants, sporting events, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, if everyone's screened properly, then I don't think it's a volume thing. I think the as many as it can hold, I think it should be maximized, yes.
Oh, I was kind of upset about that they would allow that many in there and then the small businesses can't. I think that was the big business doing the talking there, and I don't agree with that because COVID travels everywhere.
I don't. And the reason I don't is because in enclosed spaces, with the current situation, I see potential issues arising. Being in the medical field gives me more pause.
No, not right now.
Why or why not?
Because they sit too close together, and we have too many people that aren't being careful.
Yes, and I'm expecting to go to my grandson's hockey game soon as well. I think as long as people wear their masks and, keep a fair distance from each other, and maybe capacities shouldn't be at full in the beginning, but I think we can work our way up to that. I would feel comfortable going.
It really depends on what event it is and how the ventilation is and what sort of spacing they have. There's no one-size-fits-all option. I was at a Blue Jays game this summer and it was at half capacity and I was okay with it. I would not have been comfortable if it had been full capacity. So, I think every place needs to kind of figure out what works for them.
Not really, not right now. With the vaccination, it kind of makes things a little bit different, but I think we still should be limiting the amount of people in places right now.
I do. I think as long as people abide by the rules, are fully vaccinated, there's no really issue, I think, with having events at full capacity. I think people, many people have done what they've been asked to do. A good example of that is getting their both vaccines, and there's no reason to continue to punish them for, any further. So.
Not really. Kind of got mixed feelings about it. I do think that it's very interesting that there is kind of a disconnect between the large public places such as arenas, stadiums, and but then restaurants don't have the same capacity, but it also changes demographically from province to province.
I still think there should be some distancing with this going on. Again, I don't believe in, vaccinated against unvaccinated. I still think everyone should take precautions, what's out there. So there should be, distancing and maybe less than the full capacity, I guess.
Again, I think that's all dependent on what the regulations are, whether it's fully vaccinated, social distancing, and what type of event. It's very different when you're at a max capacity event that's outside, one that's indoors. I think there's a lot more to it than just saying yes or no. But if there's safe restrictions in place and that studies have shown that they can do so safely, I don't think it's a bad idea to get full capacity back. But definitely with some regulations or with protocol in place for the ifs, ands, or whatever.
Maximum? No, I do not. I think we need to we still need to be keeping our bubble. And I think we need to shut the borders down again, personally.
It's nice to see 20,000 people in the stadium, but it's dangerous, But they're taking all the precautions. They make sure everybody is double vaccinated, etc. when you go in. So you're waiting an hour in lineup just to get into the stadium because of the precautions they're taking. So if it's in a situation like that, absolutely. If it's just people showing up to watch a game, I doubt it, especially in an enclosed area.
As long as people are taking the proper precautions and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know?
I work at an event space that is working at full capacity right now, and it feels very safe and good. So I agree. Yeah,
I think it depends on the event. Like if they're checking for vaccination status, if people are masked, I think that's a much lower, risk factor. At the same time, given the virulence of the Delta variant and the way things are going now, I wouldn't want to be in a movie theater with people unmasked and unvaccinated, for sure.
I guess it depends what maximum capacity means. If maximum capacity is 10 to 15, it also depends on where you're talking. Has it been a hot spot? Eventually you have to open up. So it's a really nuanced kind of question and very sort of situationally specific. I'm on board with it within reason would be my answer.